Approach Sirius 29 Echo Foxtrot has Quebec.
9 Echo Foxtrot, thank you. 5250 near departure, turn left heading at 330.
Alright, so,
We got 3619,
procedure.
7000, contact Boston 1340.
Enter on select approach. ILS 6, perfect, enter. We could probably do, let's see. What's the best fix for us? It's gonna probably be Canty. So just put Canty, enter. We're gonna select no for now. Minimum is little knob over to Barrow. Enter. Charts. Gonna bring us down on the minimums, 485, so we'll put 490, so just hit charts again. Put the keyboard 490. Enter. And load with enter. Perfect. Okay.
Number 29 Echo Foxtrot, proceed direct to Canty and intercept the localizer.
Direct Canty and intercept the localizer, 29 Echo Foxtrot. Procedure. Sound activate approach, hit enter. It's going to automatically bring us to Canty, so just follow that. While you're doing that, I'm going to brief the chart. Alright, so we're doing the ILS 6 into Poughkeepsie. ATIS 12675 we have on. New York approach is 3275 we're on with as well.
Neon, New York Center.
Tower is 124.0, so I can load that in since we're on with the final approach controller. 121.8 is ground, that's in there. ILS is 11.3, we have in both actives.
1407,
nav 1, nav 2. 063 will be our final approach course. Wexer is at 2200, that's our FAF and intercept. Our decision altitude today is 485, we have 490 up here. Airport elevation is 164, touchdown zone is 156. Our minimum safes here from Kingston VOR is 37 northeast, 47 northwest, southwest 35, and 28. So at a minimum, let's be above like 47 if we can, if we had to. Our missed approach for this will be a climb to 3000 direct to Kingston, so that's straight ahead. All right. And we'll hold there. Alright, continue in the climb to 3000, so that's pretty easy, just straight ahead, and then we'll hold at Kingston on this published hold here.
And we have the information Quebec.
Alright, we have Mausar, so we do have approach lighting, and we have a PAPI. 3000 direct to Kingston for that, and that's in there. Alright. That checks good. So we are 16.5 from Canty. Before we get to Canty and the IFR world as far as Cirrus goes, there's 3 things we want done. Descent checklist, okay, which involves getting the weather, so we might as well just run through that.
Altimeter set, cabin thrust as required, landing light is on. Fuel system check, we are not on the fullest tank.
Yeah, so
we can switch that when we
can do that now.
Bravo, any extra limit departure, good evening. Bravo, maintain 3000, do not exceed 25 or not.
Now, make sure as required, brake pressure,
checks.
Check.
Okay, so descent checklist is done, you can go to land and then homepage. Alright, so descent checklist, which involved getting the weather, which we have Quebec, we did.
168 mile for the first approach, if I can get it, understand you're looking for
briefing of the approach plate, which we just did.
Missed approach.
And being at 120 knots before Canty.
Yeah, we could do the RNAV.
So you're basically at 120 now, you would just have to pull a little power.
Okay, I'm going to check with the tower, I don't think it'll be a problem.
So when we get to the approach, 120 is what we fly until we intercept the glide slope, which is going to be this guy coming down here. It's going to be a diamond. At 1 dot, when it's right here, before we intercept it, so we're 1 dot lower, waiting to intercept, is when we're going to configure. We're going to do flaps 50 for the instrument approach.
At that 168 Liam Alpha, going to have to sequence you around here, you're number 2.
At that point, when you're at 1 dot, you'll pull power back a little bit, boost pump mixture, flaps 50. When you intercept, we're going to fly at 100 knots
back to French rail spacing.
down on the approach.
670 direct gale.
Canty is at 3200, we're at 4000, so probably will just keep us here or descend us down to 3000 or something. We'll see what he does. be right over Stewart's airspace. Literally, right over Stewart. Got a little rain coming in now.
Yeah.
It'll wash the plane for us.
There you go.
Good job hand flying this. Most people would have thrown the autopilot on and let that do the work, but hand flying is the way to go. And as you can see, when you trim it out, just follow that flight director. It's not hard, just little changes here and there. But you're doing a very good job.
670 New York Center 1326. For 16 Alien Alpha, I just talked to the tower. They said they actually can approve the mist for the RNAV runway 6, but if you want,
so frequency's already in here, and you can see there's actually a gray needle below this. That's in the green needle, it's just armed. When we hit Canty, it's going to switch from GPS to localizer to the nav radios for the ILS. It's going to do that all automatically.
Left turn 090.
When he clears us for the approach, which he hasn't yet, that's when he gives us like the 3 miles from Canty, maintain this until established, cleared for the ILS approach. When he gives me that clearance, you're just going to arm approach mode, okay, which will put a localizer and a glide slope in white, and then it'll intercept those. Then you'll follow the flight director down on the actual approach.
29 Echo Foxtrot, descend and maintain 3000.
Descend maintain 3000, 29 Echo Foxtrot.
20559.
So vertical speed here.
121673.
Scroll this wheel, you'll see it right here. You want to put negative 500 feet.
Bravo, India X-ray Lima, contact Boston 134.0.
Perfect. And then you just follow that flight director down and just reduce power to stay at 120 knots here.
Number 1 Tango Charlie departure, good evening. Climb and maintain 17,000. Number 1 Tango Charlie, maintain 250 knots. 68 Lima Alpha, proceed direct to WAGUP, join the RNAV 24 approach.
Proceed direct WAGUP for the runway 24 approach, 168 Lima Alpha.
Pitch at 250 here. Number 29 Echo Foxtrot, 5 from Candy, cross Candy at 3000, cleared ILS 6 approach.
Cross Candy 3000, cleared ILS 6 approach, Cirrus 29 Echo Fox.
Number 1 Tango Charlie, direct merit, normal speed.
Approach mode. Perfect. You can see we have now a localizer and glide slope. You're just going to level off here at 3000.
615 departure, heading 310.
And just adjusting power to stay at 120 as necessary.
At 2242, need departure, direct code.
Awesome. Now we're just going to basically hold this for now. Missed approach altitude is 3000 as well, so we don't have to leave or change that later, which is good. And we're just going to stay here, we're going to wait for the localizer to become active, and then we're going to wait for that glide slope to get down to 1 dot, and we'll configure and start downhill. I'll let you know.
Project 860 departure, proceed direct to Mislin, and climb 186000.
Alright, I can see that glide slope diamond
Charlie, Boston 1340.
is starting to come alive and come down, which is good. We just crossed Canty, we can see our magenta turn to green for the localizer, and we have the localizer now active.
Pitch at 250, climb to 15,000.
So you're just going to keep flying that flight director, it's going to keep you right on the localizer.
Check it in. 3439 departure, climb to 12,000, direct gale. 9 Echo Foxtrot, contact the Poughkeepsie Tower 124.0.
Order to Tower 240, 9 Echo Fox, yeah.
Okay, and you can contact, it's not Poughkeepsie Tower.
No.
It's technically Dutchess Tower? Dutchess County? It says Dutchess County Tower.
You sure?
Yeah. So you can call them Dutchess County Tower, Cirrus 29 Echo Foxtrot, ILS 6. All you have to say.
Dutchess County?
Dutchess County Tower.
Dutchess County Tower is Cirrus 29 Echo Fox, ILS 6.
Cirrus 29 Echo Foxtrot, Dutchess Tower, good afternoon, report a 3 mile final.
Report 3 mile final.
Report 3 mile final, 29 Echo Fox.
Perfect, okay. Now just stay on that flight director. We have a slight bank to the left. We need to go right slightly. We're at 1 dot here, so boost pump mixture full.
Boost pump.
Power back slightly,
Sure.
and flaps 50. Okay. That flaps will kind of balloon you up into that intercept, so just follow that flight director. Perfect. Glide slope is now active as well, so we're on loc and glide, so we're on the ILS now. And now you're just going to follow that flight director down, and you're just going to adjust your power as necessary to maintain 100 knots. After we pass Wexer, the next leg that comes up, those are the miles you're going to use to know your 3 miles, okay? Because it'll go right to runway 6. Yep, just stay on that flight director like you are. 100 knots, very good. Just kind of let the wind do its thing. You got plenty of distance here to make small corrections as needed. No need to overreact to anything. Don't have to be over aggressive either. Just make nice corrections. We got plenty of time still. Okay, keep your eyes inside on the instruments. I'll let you know when they go visual.
Standard Echo Foxtrot, disregard the port, runway 6, clear to land, wind calm.
Runway 6, clear and land to 9 Echo Fox.
Alright, I got the runway in sight, you got the runway in sight.
Got the runway
So you can fly to the runway, you can keep using the glide slope and the localizer just to fly us down closer. Because we're pretty far out, so it's nice to just stay on that. Normally, if we don't break out of the clouds until like minimums for most airports, or sometimes, you know, if it's a little higher, it's a little higher, like today. But if you're 500 feet above ground level, which clearly we are right now, it's your choice if you want to go flaps 100. Normal instrument approach procedures, we always land flaps 50. So normally we'll break out at like 200 feet, and you're just too low to go flaps 100. There's too much change in the configuration of the aircraft, so they just stay flaps 50 for that.
Yeah.
Since we didn't do a flaps 50 landing yesterday, I want you just to stay at flaps 50, okay? We're going to pretend like this is an actual instrument approach to minimum, so we're just going to keep flying the glide slope and the localizer down. At minimums, which is 490, is when we would technically go visual and see the runway. At that point, you'll slow from 100 to 85, since we're flaps 50. Not 80, but 85. Okay? Sound good?
Sound good.
Some nice ridges off to the right here.
Sweet. Who cares? We're instrument pilots, we don't need to see that.
Yeah. Just adjust your power as necessary for that 100 knots.
Correction, you're an instrument pilot.
Yeah, that was pretty good for me right there.
I'm just handling the controls today.
That was some pretty good hand flying in instrument conditions, I gotta say. Pretty proud. Pretty proud of my little Padawan.
Yes, master.
We're looking good. About 500 to go. 200 to go. And that flight director, perfect.
Landing.
Approaching minimums. And there's minimums. This is where we would break out of the clouds right here. And this isn't even the lowest you can get. Alright, so now we're visual. So now pull that power back and start slowing yourself to 85. You can see it's not a long time to do so. So you don't want to stay too high energy, so really kind of get that power back, get yourself started to slow down. We're staying flaps 50, so it'll be a little bit shallower, you know, if you're compared to flaps 100. But you're looking good here. Speed is coming down nicely. And you can keep aiming right at 6 or just past 6. just like you are. You're looking good. Just keep the nose down. Keep it down to the ground. There you go. That's what I want to see. Now start the transition. Power out. Idle. Fly above the ground. Start increasing your back pressure. There you go. More back pressure. Just a little bit. Just hold it. There you go. A little bit more. Perfect. Just like that. Okay. A little higher than you thought, huh?
Yeah.
That's fine. We're going to take probably the next right on Bravo, most likely here. So you can start braking here hard.
We're not our Echo Foxtrot. You can turn right when able and contact ground 121.8.
Right when able, contact ground 0.8, 9 Echo Fox. Alright, not bad. Yeah, definitely a little more float there.
Region available on flight service.
More float than I thought for sure.
Perfect, so pull off the hold short here. Get past it, because we're still on the runway. Keep going, keep going. We want to make sure our tail clears these lines. Perfect, now clean up the plane.